Hi, I'm Tiffany Domino. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my website is howtoentrepreneur.org, and my mission is to help you grow a business from idea to enterprise. So if you or someone you know wants to start or grow a business, stop by howtoentrepreneur.org. I have a free course there. It's right here. And it's meant to show you the framework to grow a business from idea to enterprise. So today I want to talk to you about 22 Marie Forleo quotes on business, relationships, money, and success. So if you've been in business and if you're interested in starting a business, it's likely you may have come across Marie Forleo. And when you're on the path to entrepreneurship, there's times where it can get discouraging, things don't always go right, and you may think about quitting. While there's ups and there's also downs. Sometimes it may not be the external obstacles, but it might be the internal obstacles like self-doubt, struggling with work ethic, and the need for a little dose of motivation that might lighten your load. So every entrepreneur needs a little dose of motivation every now and then. That's where these 22 top Marie Forleo quotes come in. So a little background on Marie. Said by Marie, she's a born and raised Jersey girl with nothing more than a passion, a laptop, and a dream. She's turned her passion, intertwined with lots of hard work, and achieved many amazing feats, like an award-winning show, a book in 16 languages, an audience in 195 countries, being invited by Sir Richard Branson to mentor entrepreneurs in South Africa, being interviewed on Super Soul Sunday and being called a thought leader by Oprah, and being included in Tony Robbins' DVD series, New Money Masters. So if all of those successes aren't enough, she also has a very intriguing corporate story. Before diving into her entrepreneurial dreams, she worked on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, choreographed hip-hop on MTV, was one of Nike's first elite dance athletes, and now has a company named in the Inc. 500. Marie's been in business well over 10 years, experienced various business growth stages and challenges, and has overcome many of them. As a result, there's a lot to learn from her. Whether you choose to binge on Marie TV, her show on living the business and life you love, or if you simply read some of her best Marie Forleo quotes like the ones I have listed here. So here's some of the best Marie Forleo quotes I found. You can listen to them and use them as a dose of inspiration. They can serve as mantras to counteract negative thought cycles, and you can share them with your friends when you know they need them. So without further ado, let's talk about these 22 Marie Forleo quotes. So let's see what she says about pursuing your dream. So she says, if it's important to you, you'll make the time. If it's not, you'll make an excuse. She says, your job isn't to make everyone happy, it's to stay true to yourself. When you know what's important to you, it makes it a lot easier to ignore what's not. The real secret to getting more done is giving yourself a break. And planning conscientiously for the future is one of the best tools to stay grounded in the present. So she's talking a lot about prioritization and being true to yourself and deciding what's the most important things. And sometimes it is important for us to take the time and segregate ourselves from other things that are going on in life and decide what are our true priorities. So one of the practices I like to do is called life planning. And you can check out a book by Michael Hyatt called Living Forward, or even Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And it talks a lot about these practices that she is directing us towards, like prioritization. If it's important to you, making the time, not making excuses, not trying to make everyone happy, but being true to ourselves. When we know what's important, it makes it a lot easier to ignore what's not. So prioritization and keeping what's important as a high priority. So Marie Forleo also has some quotes on relationships and when they're good and when they're bad. So let's check out what she has to say about that. So she says, you're responsible for the energy you allow in your life. Yes, even from family. So this is about our boundaries and who we allow into our lives and who we distance ourselves from. So she says we're responsible for the energy we allow in our life, even from family. So forgiveness isn't weakness, it's the ultimate sign of courage and strength. And forgiveness is one of the toughest things to do when someone hurts you or betrays you or lets you down. Forgiveness is one of the toughest things to do because you feel like you are taking something from yourself and giving it to someone else, or you're allowing or tolerating being treated less than. But she says it's the ultimate sign of courage and strength. So she also says too often we don't recognize the deep value of our relationships until it's too late. So we should appreciate the relationships that we have. In other words, we should cherish the moments that we have. Then she says, if your husband's not impressed with your business, make it your job to blow his mind. So a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with spouses who aren't supportive, or they don't believe in the dream, and a lot of them take it very personal, and I understand why. It is very personal. So she's saying just prove them wrong. Make it your job to blow their mind. Don't dwell on whether or not they support you, but just go and blow their mind. So I really like that quote that she has. Then she says, clinging into the idea of permanence in anything, especially in relationship, just sets you up for failure. So she's saying that we shouldn't have the permanent mentality because it sets you up for failure, just baby steps at a time. Okay, and then she has quotes, of course, on money and business. Marie is very popular for her advice on business and her show Marie TV. So let's see what she has to say about money and business. So she says, beyond your health, physical, mental, emotional, the single most important thing you can do for yourself is to take control of your money. So that's important. Beyond your health, physical, mental, emotional, the single most important thing you can do for yourself is take control of your money. So a lot of couples, women, men, we get into relationships and we depend on one another. But she's saying that we should really take control of our money. And also, I'm guessing that she's also referring to like how you allow temptation to creep up on you and then you jump into purchases and things like that. But she's saying that we should really take control of our money. So it should be more of a discipline where we make our decisions and we're not just pushed into decision making. So that's important. Then she says, there was a time when reaching for my checkbook was an anxiety-producing act. Once I opened it up, I became engulfed with guilt, fear, and shame. There's not enough this month. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Eventually, that pattern became unacceptable to me. Other people were able to effectively manage their money, but clearly, I wasn't one of them. So I did what I always do when I find myself in pain. I promised myself I was going to figure this thing out, that I was going to do whatever it took to educate myself, change my patterns, and finally create healthier and wiser money habits. So she took control. Most people, the stats show that most people are living paycheck to paycheck. And so a lot of people will go long-term periods of time where we feel like victims to the amount of income we have. But she's saying that she took it under her wing and she decided to take control of it. So that's something to think about, is if you feel like a victim to your income or to your debt or whatever money situation you're in, Marie's saying here that you can create better habits. You can create a healthier outlook, and you don't have to have that same experience where you're constantly having that anxiety when you go to your checkbook. So her next quote, money's like you and me. It's attracted to respect and appreciation. So I've seen other people who personify money like this, and she's saying it's attracted to respect and appreciation. So if we show respect and appreciation to it, if we're disciplined and we value the money we have, and we don't just waste it and are frivolous and treat it like it's meaningless. When it comes, we're quickly just throwing it out. Then we can have more money attracted to us. So the next thing, the courage to charge for what you do comes from charging for what you do. So she's basically saying practice is what causes you to have that courage. A lot of people, we get into those situations where it's time to give someone a price, and then that's when we have that fear to tell them how much they should pay for what we offer. So she's saying that courage is just built up from practice. It's not like all of a sudden the light bulb comes on and you just have this courage. You keep doing it, and then you'll get better and better. And getting money means giving joy. So other entrepreneurs have said this many different ways, but basically by solving a problem, then that's when you give value to someone else, and that value is returned to you through money. So you give someone a solution, they give you money in exchange. You give someone joy, they give you money in exchange. And then she says patience is one of the most underrated traits in modern business. So Marie Forleo quotes on success. What does success mean and how to attain it? What does she have to say about that? So she said, no might be a complete sentence, but a few more words can make it a kind one. So no might be a complete sentence, but a few more words can make it a kind one. Then she says, anger is just energy, and all energy can be transformed. Envy isn't the enemy. It's a valuable clue to who you want to be and how to get there. So when we have our aspirations and we see someone who has something that we want or does something that we want to do, she's saying that's a valuable clue to who we want to be and how to get there. Our time on this planet is so precious, which makes me wonder for myself and others, why do so many of us keep putting our most treasured dreams on the back burner? Why do we assume that someday is actually going to arrive? Like it or not, the next 365 days are going to pass no matter what. You'll either be closer to being, doing, and experiencing the things you want or not. So she's telling us to really cherish the time we have, maximize our potential in the moment, and don't just keep making excuses about what it could be and how it will be in the future. Now is what we have. Do the most you can with it. And the faster you leave your comfort zone, the faster you'll see growth. Simple as that. And I can attest to that. Like whenever I've said that fear is like a check engine light sometimes. So the faster you leave that comfort zone, if you really want to grow, you have to do things you're uncomfortable with. Then she says, nothing gets attention like giving attention. Nothing gets attention like giving attention. So you give attention to others, they'll give attention to you. So I also compiled some really interesting Marie TV episodes in case you haven't seen her, or in case you want to see some of her top episodes that I think are really good. You can stop by this post at How to Entrepreneur. I'll leave the link in the description box below, and check out this playlist of really good Marie TV episodes. She has so many amazing interviews she's published in her career. She's also been invited to be interviewed by very good interviewers like Oprah Winfrey, Lewis Howes, and Kelsey Humphreys. And so, like I said, I'll have a link in the description box to this post where you can check out some really interesting interviews and videos by Marie Forleo. So, some final words. The goal of this video was to show you quotes and tips from a massively successful entrepreneur on relationships, success, business, and life. If you haven't checked out Marie's show, Marie TV, you're probably missing out. Check it out in the playlist that I have in the link in the description box. You'll be able to get to this article and check out that playlist. And check out her show. If you have questions or concerns, don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section below. I'd love to help you out. And if you haven't already and you're looking to start or to grow a business, then stop by howtoentrepreneur.org and check out my free course. It's a framework and it'll help you in 10 steps to take your business, start it, and grow it, starting with your idea and taking it to enterprise level if that's where you want to go. So check out the free course. And now I want to ask you, what are some of your favorite Marie Forleo quotes? Do you have quotes or mantras that help you to overcome trying times in business? If so, what are they? Leave your comments in the comment section below. And that's all I have for this video. So hopefully you enjoyed these 22 Marie Forleo quotes, and hopefully I'll see you around in the next video. Bye.